Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Or if you're also watching this on Library, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how Doctor Who worst ratings in 31 years for Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's new series. Well, that's not surprising because we knew, Doctor Who had been going down the drain and, it's still going down the drain. So come along and let's read this article, huh? Doctor Who is in the need of a defibrillator as the show continues to have one foot in the grave as its latest episode is the worst viewed in 31 years of its 57-year history. Doctor Who is the need of a defibrillator is not how you say it, but I think I said it better. Sunday's episode, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, was only watched by 4.04 million viewers in the UK. As I understand it, this is millions of, viewers down from the last episode, which, considering this is like the third episode in, we're basically really badly off for Doctor Who. And frankly, because of that, I don't think defibrillation is going to help Doctor Who at all. I think they've lost all goodwill for this series, and not even a random regeneration now would help to save Doctor Who. It would just be, on the same downward spiral, even if they came out with a season totally with good episodes. I honestly think that. We have to go way back to season 23 of September 1986 to see a lesser amount of viewers, as The Mysterious Planet Part 4 only had 3.7 million viewers turning in. Sunday's episode of Doctor Who was also the 8th least watched episode of the entire run, which kicked off in 1963 and the lowest watched of the new series. The numbers for Doctor Who have gone down constantly with each new episode as the series has lost near 1 million viewers since the debut episode for season 12 on New Year's Day. Not since the 80s has it been this bad, and I have to say, that's, really telling something because I actually like 80s Doctor Who. The Fifth Doctor was fun. I really enjoyed his adventures and all that, and they were 80s, and yet he wasn't as good as, Tom Baker's The Fourth Doctor, but he was still good. Sixth and Seventh put in good performances, even if I haven't seen many of their episodes. But here comes the 12th season with Jodie Whittaker, and we're basically back 30 years ago or so, and back to the worst episodes that we've ever seen in Doctor Who. At least this new season might even be worse than that. But let's get back to this article. Reasons cited for the show's continued demise include bad writing, poor acting, and its woke approach. Fans at Rotten Tomatoes continue to slam the series as it only has a 13% audience score. Words cannot describe how bad this is, so many years of great Doctor Who and now we get this garbage, stated one Rotten Tomatoes user. As I have heard of people who've watched the series, Jodie Whittaker's acting is very limited. She is basically limited to being the best friend on a sitcom for the main character. Basically, this role was given to someone who's used to playing secondary characters on shows, and even though she's playing the main character, it's been argued that the way she plays it is basically being a secondary character to begin with. Another Lounge Time fan of the show chimed in, the new Doctor Who is a big disappointment. It's missing all the charm and humor of the older versions. It's far too serious, though there are too many companions. The acting is meddling, the direction is amateur, and the writing is nothing original. As someone who has been watching Doctor Who for 50 years, the latest Doctor is a major disappointment. Doctor Who should be fun. This version is not. Note, this is not Jodie Whittaker's fault. They aren't giving her much to work with, although I'm not sure she could handle the comic moments of the previous series. And like I argued, her acting is limited, and what they're giving her isn't that much better than, piddlings to what acting ability Jodie Whittaker does have. There are too many companions, I've also heard, and they're basically taking up most of the show, limiting Doctor Who herself to being a limited secondary character in her own series. No, I've been arguing for the last few minutes that we came to watch Doctor Who for Doctor Who herself. We did not come to watch the companions be the main characters. We came here to see Doctor Who do awesome things while her companions help out and do what they can while the Doctor gets all the main business done. Not watch the companions just muck everything up and be, or at least try to be the main characters, when they most certainly should not be. Now let's start talking about the fact that the show's gone woke and is most assuredly now going down the drain and becoming as broke as possible. People don't like being talked down to by TV shows, especially if those shows want to continue making good ratings. While true there is an uptick in DVR viewings, the viewership is still down compared to more popular seasons featuring Matt Smith and David Tennant, and even Peter Capaldi. Note, Wiki is including the 7-day viewership for season 12, not the live viewership like it shows for the previous seasons, which is inflating the season 12 numbers compared to previous seasons. Check out the season 12 numbers to date below. As I've argued before, DVRs can basically trick you. They're basically using it to inflate the numbers that they have for season 12, showing that it is popular, when in reality it is not. They're basically just using how the previous viewings people make for Doctor Who season 12 and basically, well, gathering them all together, and basically you can see it. All of this comes from just people tuning in occasionally. And if you, well, look at the actual live viewerships for previous seasons, you know something is wrong here. All of them are up. Well, they can only say season 12 is up because they're not using the live viewership, which is considerably down because no one was tuning in. So basically they're just gathering all the viewerships people are making now when they can finally get around to watching this season on their own leisure time, which means basically these numbers are kind of screwed because it just shows that these people are just watching when they want to watch, not when the previous seasons clearly showed that people were watching the show on live viewerships, and a whole lot of them at once, while all of these other, well, viewerships are basically just people tuning in when they have the time. And here we have Doctor Who Season 12 ratings. Episode 1, Skyfall, with 4.9 million. And each subsequent episode goes down drastically afterwards. Spyfall Part 2, 4.6 million. Orphan, 4.19 million. And now we're finally at episode 4 with 4.4 million. As you can see, this season is going down. Every episode is continuing to sink lower in the ratings department. And that is a travesty for Doctor Who, which at one point was making millions upon millions of viewerships with each episode in its newer seasons. In the coming years, they'll probably try to do another regeneration and try to retool this show and try to, well, fix the sagging ratings, but I don't think they're going to be able to save this show, and Doctor Who will just go on another, well, long hiatus like it did back in the late 80s. But that'll be it for Doctor Who for a long while. We might have, well, radio plays and novels to tide us over with Jodie Whittaker, as well as the new Doctor they'll try to give us before the show goes on this long hiatus again. And they can only blame themselves. The people at the BBC, well, did this to Doctor Who because they wanted to basically shill out for agenda politics. And like they say, they went woke and now they're going broke. And even the special effects, from what I've heard, have been mediocre this season because even the BBC isn't going to shell out full money now for a show that's basically giving them less and less, probably ad revenue from people watching it. And is it any wonder that the viewership is so down because of everything that has happened to Doctor Who recently? People aren't turning in because they don't want to be talked down to by a show that they used to love. In fact, they probably now more or less feel apathy towards Doctor Who rather than love, because that's what the show is basically giving them. Doctor Who doesn't care about the messages it's sending to its viewers, so the audience is just basically not caring about the show itself anymore. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. Then go over to Library and subscribe to my Library channel. And then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. Also, could you please share this video, share it on Twitter, share it on Reddit, and share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you think it'll do the most good, because YouTube is not going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. It's that time of the day again, it's plug-in time. Keep checking back in all my future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.